All right, guys. So Tucker Carlson was at one of these right-wing conferences, and he was asked by an audience member if he supports DeSantis or Trump in 2024. Good question, random audience member. So you're going to see here how he handles the question. He kind of dodges it, but then he starts like fanboying over Trump right after he dodges it. Let's listen.
Who do you plan to support, Donald Trump or Ron DeSantis?
Well, who am I going to support? Well, Joshua, as you've noticed, my endorsement means a lot to American voters.
First of all, is he drunk? He seems like he's on something here. That's the first point. Second of all, dude, you are the #1 ranked news show in the country. So, yeah, where you fall actually does matter. Now, you know, the extent that it matters, I don't know, because endorsements overall might be a little overrated, but it definitely matters more than almost anybody else in the conservative movement.
Donald Trump completely changed my view of everything. Donald Trump is why I left Washington. And he did it in a really simple way by asking questions that no one around him could answer. He showed up and said things like, why don't we have a border? Shut up! Shut up, racist!
Okay, I love that because Barack Obama was called the deporter-in-chief because he broke the deportation record. Who did Trump come after? Oh, that's right. Barack Obama. Who was Obama's VP? Joe Biden. Who continued a lot of the Trump policies for over a year? Joe Biden. Title 42, remain in Mexico. This idea of like, why don't we have a border? It's just factually not true. It's not true at all. The Democratic and the Republican Party are right-wing on the border. They're very conservative on the issue of the border. There's only minor disagreements. The Overton window is like all the way on the side of lock this bitch down. But again, he acts like this, you know, that's some brilliant point. Why don't we have a border? I don't know, bro. Oh, you're blowing my mind. You're so smart, bro.
Or my personal favorite, he's like, what's the point of NATO? But I wouldn't have known any of that until Trump showed up. And started asking these kind of like autistic, simple questions, like, why are we doing it that way? Shut up, racist! And it's exposed the whole thing, and I'm so grateful to have seen that. And I should also add, since why not, I actually love Donald Trump as a guy. I think he's one of the funniest people I've ever talked to in my life. I think he's got this unbelievable life force to him. But talking to Trump is one of the great joys, one of the great animal joys of life, because he exudes this kind of animal joy. And to the truth, Trump is like totally charming and engaging and fun and interesting. And the last thing I'll say about Trump that I really love is that his insights into people, which are always expressed in this, because I use words for a living, so I notice how people express things. Trump expresses himself in this way that's like completely original.
Yeah, and like sentence fragments. He like bloviates and speaks in the shortest sentences ever, which was politically effective, but now with him imploding in every other way, that's not going to fucking save him. So, look, this clip was clearly edited, so I don't know the parts that were left out. Did he say kind things about DeSantis too? I'm not sure, right? I'll go, when I'm done recording this episode, I'll go look up to see if I can find the whole clip. But look, he's clearly smitten with Donald Trump. But here's my prediction for you guys. Here's my prediction. Tucker Carlson is going to go wherever he senses the winds are going. And right now, my guess is Tucker feels like I'm going to be as agnostic as possible because things are still in motion. So there's some polls where Trump's up double digits. There's some polls where DeSantis is up double digits. There's no doubt that DeSantis is rising and Trump is going down. That's true. But Tucker is probably thinking, like many other people are thinking, hey, we saw this happen with Jeb Bush. We saw this happen with Marco Rubio. We saw this happen with Ben Carson. We saw instances where it looked like somebody else was going to mount a challenge and then they effectively shit the bed. So he's probably unsure if DeSantis has it in him for the long term. And so he's just kind of being a little more agnostic now while still singing the dear leader's praise. But my guess is, let's say we get to a situation where it is no longer debatable and, DeSantis is like up in every single poll and it's double digits in every single poll, and Trump keeps making embarrassing mistakes like doing scam NFTs at his lowest point that he's ever been in history, polling wise. If that's the case, then at that time, Tucker will go with the wins and be rah-rah DeSantis. But, right now, I still think he's probably playing it a little safe. If anything, leaning more pro-Trump because the guy's been the head of the party for years now. But that's my guess. He's in the media. And in the media, sometimes they play it safe, they play it careful. He wants to maintain his relevance. And if let's say he argues strongly for Trump while DeSantis is leading, that's going to hurt his numbers. Let's say he argues strongly for DeSantis while Trump is leading. That's going to hurt his numbers. So he's just trying to feel it out and land in a place where he thinks is the safest for his own lane that he's in. So anyway, there you have it. I mean, a lot of this stuff was super embarrassing. How much he still loves Trump. This idea, Tucker still conceptualizes Trump like he's some sort of anti-establishment iconoclast. And fundamentally, he governed as pro-establishment as possible. His biggest legislative accomplishment was a tax cut where 83% of the benefit goes to the top 1%. He destroyed our regulatory agencies like the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. The guy governed like George W. Bush on steroids. So he's not anti-establishment. He's not asking these amazing questions which expose the system. He is the system. And give Tucker time. If Trump fully implodes, he will abandon him in a heartbeat. If you want to see me and Crystal Ball interview legends like Noam Chomsky, Cornel West, and more, subscribe to Crystal, Kyle, and Friends on Substack. $5 a month gets you the video version a day early. Remember, we take 0 ad dollars for this podcast. Or you can sign up on Substack for free and get the audio version a day later. Link in the video description box below.